Why are you not acting like Jesus? You're not acting very Christ-like. And they have this idea that Jesus was just going around making everyone happy and only preaching a message of love. Wrong! Jesus offended many people. In fact, the very people he offended were those who were teaching false teachings, who were misinforming others. He said they were like the blind leading the blind. He called them whitewashed tombs. He called them a brood of vipers. These were not soft terms. He was offending people, and he was offending them because those people were guiding people to an ignorant belief in falsehood. And that's exactly what we find here. And what did Jesus receive at the end of all this? Were his disciples more than comfortable after Jesus had done this? No. The disciples were in a very uncomfortable position. At the end of Jesus' ministry, after he's been crucified, the disciples are forced into hiding. Not comfortable at all.
So what we find in the Gospels is if you're broken by sin, if you're an outcast of society, Jesus was very nice and loving to you. If you were a false teacher, Jesus was not going to be nice. Now, we are called to follow the example of Jesus, but we're also, as Christians, called to follow the example set by the apostles. And what do we find from the apostles? Well, our ministry is called Acts 17. I would invite everyone to read the book of Acts, chapter 17. We find many interesting things there. One of the things we find is the Apostle Paul traveling to Thessalonica, preaching the gospel, and people begin converting. Does this make everyone comfortable there? No. What happens? Well, in verse 5 we read, "But the Jews, becoming jealous and taking along some wicked men from the marketplace, formed a mob and set the city in an uproar, and attacking the house of Jason, they were seeking to bring them out to the people. When they did not find them, they began dragging Jason and some brethren before the city authorities, shouting, 'These men who have upset the world have come here also.'" So people were being attacked because of what Paul was doing. Christians were being attacked. People were in an uproar because of what Paul was doing. And yet people say to us, David, how can you bother people? David and Nabil, how can you demand your rights as American citizens? Well, if you say that, what do you do with the Apostle Paul? When people were about to hand him over to the Jews, Paul said, "I am a Roman citizen. No one has a right to hand me over to them. I appeal to Caesar." What was he saying? He was saying, as a citizen of Rome, I have certain rights that you cannot violate, and my country will protect my rights. This is exactly what Nabil and I are doing. We have every right to ask a question at a booth, inviting us to ask questions without being assaulted by security guards. So we demand those rights, and our country will defend them.
The fact of the matter is, until someone can show us what we're doing, either by the laws of our nation or by the Bible itself, that what we're doing is wrong, we will continue doing it. David and I will continue to expose falsehood because we are following the teachings of Jesus Christ and his disciples. We will go and make sure that people who are being misled will hear the truth, at least to the best of our ability. This is Acts 17 Apologetics.